Welcome back. What's up, guys? Rune two-hander here. Got another box video for you guys today. Looks like we have three alpha packs from the Blackwood Forest set. These are actually the new Blister packs, which have a brand new print run of cards. They're gonna come with rare, uncommon, common. If you're interested in blister packs after this video, ask about them in the Discord, because I do believe these are going on sale soon, if not already. These are going to be noticeably more powerful than the starter packs, just because of the content of these cards. These should be pretty spicy, not gonna lie. So Fingal was nice enough to drop these off for us. I think it's enough talking. Let's check them out. So pack number one, what do you guys think? Sure. Sounds good. All right. Got two packs up here. Cool. All in the frame. Nice little rip. You know what? I'm a sensitive guy, so I'm just going to cut here. I'm sensitive about my cards getting bent. We'll just do it nice and easy. Hold on, there's one more in there. Come on. All right, pack number one. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, here we go. One of the, how do you explain it? One of the most lovable characters in the opening set, Mayor Frank Brady. He's gonna enable some of the most awesome cash turns you can think about. I mean, he kind of breaks the rule of the game technically by letting you play two cards out of your cash. And he also has Diligence. I think he's one of the few cards in the game that actually have Diligence. So that's really cool. Very, very interesting in this card. I think I opened this pack up backwards, but that's okay. We'll do this pack backwards, and I think maybe the pack was supposed to actually work a lot better than I planned it to, so that's my bad. But this pack is fire. We got a Mayor Frank Brady right off the bat. So let's see what our uncommons are. Okay. Love me a Magma Forged Enchanter. On deployment, you search your bank up, you find a support card, costs 2 or less, and you shuffle. It's really cool. I mean, attaching, this guy is going to tutor out whatever you need. I could see this guy being part of any type of strategy that goes and gets a very cool, unique, low mana cost support card. And I've liked him ever since we started playtesting from the beginning. So always happy to get another copy of that card. Ibn Shade Stroud. Let's see. Ward, okay. That's cool. That's very cool. This is actually really strong. I hadn't even seen really too much magic gear outside of the hide armor yet. So this is quite cool. I didn't realize what I was looking at for a second. Awesome. So that's kind of your cloak. That's going to be good against Valtor, obviously, and against some of the other spicy mage decks that'll be coming out soon. Strong Strike. Hey, what can go wrong with a card that costs 0? Gotta love that. Gotta love a nice Strong Strike. Very cool card. Definitely going to be in Grok decks for a long time. Just super strong, super efficient. Even if it costs a card, I still think there's going to be enough ways to make this card matter. So hopefully in a deck where precision and things like that really start to stack up, I can see Strong Strike really adding up. Next card, Young Knight. Ah, yes, the Young Knight. Soon he will be much more deadly than his form as a 2/1/1. It's actually quite cute to see him in this form, because most other knights are just absolutely disgusting. So yeah, that's your on curve knight in the 2-drop there. Not too spicy, but a very solid card. Blackwood Outpost. All right. I think that's a pretty easy area to claim, honestly, with the rogue and the tradesman triggers. I don't see anything about that being too difficult. So that's always a good land to add into any deck that has, especially a Mac deck. I was thinking about Mac earlier. He has some great areas in this opening set. Second to last card, Grimescale Mystic. Potent 1, always a good ability. Just basically ramp for your spells. Super strong. And then the good old Knight Lieutenant. This is kind of more what I was talking about, where this card is disgusting. Vanilla cards are really good. He's a 5/2/3 for 5, and just being in the Knight archetype just makes him really strong. And the thing about vanilla cards is, in a deck like Grok, I mean, you're always going to have a keyword to put on him every turn. So really, he's not a vanilla card in a deck like Grok. Yeah, very, very powerful. All right, so hopefully this second pack goes more to plan, since I already flipped the other one backwards. But we'll crack this pack now. We'll keep it going in one frame so that people know we're not, obviously we're not doctoring the packs, so just open one backwards. But let's see what we get here. Okay, is this the front? Okay, I think, yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, he put it together where it's actually displayable, which is really cool. Slide these up here. All right, first card of the pack. Blackwood Cavalier. Love this guy. Just a classic card. Always going to be around. I think charge on a Knight and then 3-drop is just always going to be a good card. His stat line isn't anything flashy, but it's more about what you do after you play him. Yeah, charge on a 3-drop is always going to be hard to beat. We got the Village Square. Very cool card. I think it's one of the easier areas to capture. Discard a card, draw 2 cards is probably underrated, how good that is, especially if you're playing like a combo deck or something like that. I think this is kind of slept on a little bit. The victory points probably aren't even the best part about it. It might even be the fact that just having a unit there and having the draw discard ability might be the strongest part of this card. Iron Legionnaire. Just the biggest Knight in the set so far. A 6/3/3 is just an absolute tree trunk. And yeah, I mean, this kind of shuts the door against the decks that play smaller units. If a deck starts kind of gasping for gas or air, I should say, at the end of a game, I mean, this guy can really start to come down and just mop up trades, especially if they have low attack. I mean, his 6 health is just going to be a problem. Yeah, dude. Freaking White Wizard. Look at that art. That is awesome. I probably should pick up all the cards and show you them like this, but we'll go back through all the packs and we'll show all the art. White Wizard is awesome. Just a huge card. It's cool because he's going to be able to just like cast any spell you really want to cast. I mean, it's going to be a total, what would you call it? Powerhouse for just in limited, especially because, I mean, he's going to be able to cast anything, but I think he could even see constructed play because it is that good to curve out into something that literally can cast all of the spells in your deck, even the big ones that win you the game. Okay, this is honestly one of my favorite cards. Shadowbook Slasher, if you guys can get a good view of that one. I mean, he's just so cool. It's just such a cool card. The Elf Barbarian, I don't know. I like the fact that elves are a little darker in this world. Very sick. Very sick card. 10 out of 10. Would, you know what, again. Great Sword. Just a beefy piece of equipment. +4 is, and a 5/6 crit is just gnarly. I mean, you have a 33% chance to crit with this thing. I can't wait to think about printing cards that allow you to, you know, double up the amount of critical rolls you get on a turn. So there's things like this could really start to be a lot of fun, especially if you get a double crack at 33%. I mean, that could just be deadly. But for now, Great Sword is a 5/6, 33%. I mean, that's just always going to be a solid, you know, 5 mana to absolutely trade up into almost anything that isn't one of these knights with the huge red defense. Oh boy. Okay. And we got Fire Blast. Fire Blast, just beautiful piece of removal. If you look at that. This isn't quite Earthquake, but it does do a lot of cool things where it's not Earthquake, but it can be very useful. It's very, very good at just detonating a small bomb in an area and just resetting any small units that were planning on starting to stack up any renown. I mean, it's It's very cool. So probably going to see these as an extra copy alongside Earthquake. I would probably see Earthquakes being the main 5-slot removal first, and then this would probably be your copies 4, 5, 6. Good card. All right, we have another absolute baddie here. These are some sweet packs. Zorgran, the Lore Keeper. This card is definitely ingrained into the DNA of the game. Like, not the ability so much, but just the character himself. I mean, he's a central figure in the world of Eminence, and I just see so many cool decks being spawned in the future with this guy as just a one of lurking in there that just really stirs the pot. His ability is you basically choose a spell in your hand that you don't want when you play him, you pitch it to the crypt, and then you go and find another spell that costs the same or less. So imagine him as this kind of wacky, kind of backdoor tutor. Really, really cool. Possibly one of the strongest cards in the game, if you really, really think about what's capable with this guy. So far, 2 absolute bangers of packs. We have a Zorgran, we have a Mayor Frank Brady in the first 2 packs. Look at his art. Look at him. How could you not like that guy? So we've got some absolutely sweet cards through our first 2 packs. We got one more pack to go. Slide these up a little bit, right there. Let's see what's in this one, let's see what's in this one, let's see what's in this one. I gave up on trying to open them the regular way. I'm just too clammy. Too clammy. Okay. First card. Curtis. I might have opened this pack backwards too. Wow. Holy crud. I didn't realize Curtis got upgraded. Okay. All right. Well, Curtis is badder than ever. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. 7 cost, 7, 3, 4 other knights get pumped. Okay. Well, I did not expect this when I was thinking of seeing Curtis again. This is awesome. This is awesome. Cool. Okay, I really like this design for Curtis. He was a smaller mana cost before and not as high impact, and I feel like this is just so much more unique, obviously, but just look at it. Wow. Awesome. Okay. That is awesome. Next card. Chainmail. Chainmail goes on any class, so I think it's underratedly strong. And the fact that any class can get red defense is just probably going to be forever a thing. 3 mana, decent. But yeah, I think just the fact that you get red defense in any classes is just always going to be especially valuable in an aggressive meta. Blackwood Infiltrator is a sick little card. I think this kind of brings a rogue deck together when you can really put pressure on an opponent's resources, especially when that deck is going to be really trying to get its spells online, like as a comfort, almost like to release the pressure of the game. They need to get their spells online. They need to get their Fire Blast online. They need to get their Earthquake online, whatever it is. If you're putting pressure on their quote unquote non-basic guild cards, when you're targeting these guild cards and you're getting lucky, I guess, and you're hitting a support card, that just, it's the little things that get you an edge in a matchup. And I think that's like, this card is almost just as good as a vanilla card, and it can also swing that huge matchup for you. So you're getting that rogue trigger, you're getting the reveal, and you're at least, you show it to your opponent game 1, he's going to be thinking about it for the rest of the other 2 matches. So it's a good card. Underrated. Iron Legion Squire, just a vanilla baddie. It got shifted to Barbarian, which I think is cool. It's like he's not quite a knight yet. Flavor-wise, I think that's really cool. I think that's just going to be a pretty staple 4-drop in knight decks for a while. I don't see him going anywhere. Just really well statted. The 4 health, 3 attack. The 1 defense is nice, but I think just having 4 health and 3 attack is just going to be a really good stat line regardless, even if he wasn't a knight. So knights having access to that type of stat line is always going to be good. Oh, the Syndicate Agent. So this is the second card I've ever seen that has Diligence. Check that out. So these put double pressure on an area. They're basically 2 units in 1 on an area because they're double claiming for renown each time they claim. Really cool. I love mono green cards with the green attack and the green defense. Always looks cool to me. Just makes the card stand out a little bit. And then the artwork's really cool in this one too. Really nice. Okay, next card. Ooh. Herovale Knight Academy. All right. I think this is a really good area. The more I've been reading this one is really good. If you think about how to set this one up, you can get 2 points on this one early. And as long as you're not playing a deck that's going to steal points against you, you can always resort back to the ability on this that says Knights have charge. You can really deploy your hand late game and take this by force. Really just overwhelm any, so your opponent either needs to really commit to taking this thing because you can always have the threat of -2 overrun this you know what, or you can just play it safe and just gain the knight value here. It gives you multiple ways to play it as a knight, so I think it's cool. I think this was designed really, really well. Second to last card, Blackwood Shadow. When we talk about rogues that are really good, we should talk about Blackwood Shadow. This card's really good. The fact that it has stealth just makes it like a problem. Your opponent needs to have some type of AoE or some type of creative way to interact with it, or it's just going to slowly put on the right areas constant pressure on your opponent. So I do really like Blackwood Shadow. I think in the right matchup, it's a nice chess piece. Especially when you think about it can steal in a deck like Mac and then also reside in stealth until it finds a better target. Gives you a lot of options. And certainly last but not least, one of the coolest cards in the set, Bobble. You bobble, I bobble. Bobble of Lore. So this was just like bottom up. We deserve more card draw in this game. And not we as in like we're being held without it, but just every card game deserves a little more card draw. You know? Every class. Fair card draw. Fair card draw. Repeat that with me. Fair card draw. Fair card draw. So anyways, I really do appreciate fair card draw. I think that's one of my favorite things, you know, next to maybe Oreos and milk. Oh boy, this video has really gotten silly, hasn't it? So if you check out the uniques from the pack, I think we ran a little hot. The old Zorgran, the Mayor Frank Brady, and the Curtis Knight General. The collection's looking pretty sweet right now, not gonna lie. Very impressed with some of the changes I've seen in these cards. This is my first time seeing any of these cards that aren't in the starter decks, so I'm experiencing this all with you for the first time, and this is just exciting. Exciting to see how well these cards turn out, how good they feel, how they play. When you riffle shuffle, you know, 7 cards to your hand, and the way they just kind of snap and play, it's very satisfying. This is a very, very, it has a very good feel to it, just from the way the cards feel, the card stock, all of it. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I open some packs sometimes and I'm like, what is going, not this game, other games. And I just say, what is going on with this card? It feels funky. Haven't had that problem yet with any of this card quality. Seems really, really consistent, which is something that we totally, Fingal did a ton of work making sure that this place was the place to go through. Black Lotus, I'd give them a shout out. But yeah, if you're interested in blister packs, let us know through the Discord. We're starting to expand inventory a little bit there, so let us know. We kind of are just printing to demand right now. So if you have any more questions or any more comments or concerns about the game, let us know. And for now, I've been Rune Two-Hander. See you later.